What I want to do today is take my dwarf jade plant. It's a Portulacaria Afra. It's kind of glaring in the morning sun, but I've got to catch this light before it gets too bright. I'm going to pull it out of this. We do have a lot of root growth down in there. I'm going to pull it out of this, and I'm going to plant it in Hypertufa. The bad thing for the Portulacaria Afra is that I'm going to practically mutilate it. I'm going to try and get a little bonsai-ish type thing out of that, which means I'm going to get that main trunk and then do a little bit of creative pruning as you've seen me do on some other plants, my other jade plants, but that's what I'm going to try on this, because I wanted long and dangly, I got long and dangly, now I'm tired of long and dangly. I want a short one. So here we go. I don't really have anything to do with all of these long ends. I don't want to root more. I've just got too many plants that I have inside. So they will just probably go over into some soil somewhere, and they will just end up dying because I'm not going to take them in for the winter. Now, I will check around to see if anybody wants some, but at this point in time, I don't know of anybody, so let's just start snipping. And I am not usually this impulsive. My daughter is trying to teach me to, when the plant doesn't please you, just go ahead and take action and do it. So that is what I'm going to do. Now I hope you can see the sun's just come up over the edge of trees there, but let me pull this, try to pull this out of its jar. There we go, not too bad. Now, this is pretty dry in there. I don't see any gnats or anything like that, but this has been planted in this for almost a year. But let me just discard this for now, and we're going to concentrate on what's left. Now, let's see what we've got. I'm going to go ahead and remove this too, so that won't be a distraction. And here we go. Now, I have just the tiniest little stump there. I'll try to zero in on it so you can see it there. The soil has fallen through the cracks in this table. But what I've seen done is the exposure of these little roots at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do for when I plant it in this tufa. So basically that's about what we're going for, okay? But anyway, meanwhile, let me just pull the soil away from the roots. Now, I am no bonsai expert, but I don't think we're going to want that branch that is growing straight down from the top. So I'm going to take those off. Probably not that little branch either. And I'm going to take him off the side. Okay, let's take this bare one, and then I'm not sure where to go from this, but I could probably, he's a crisscross branch, so we'll get rid of him. And let's see, I've got a little bud growing there. And this one, I don't know, that's an improvement over what it was. He's really, really dry. But you can see the roots are pretty well exposed. I have had some problems with mealybugs with this particular plant, but he seems just fine right now. I don't see any kind of problem on the branch. It is a tiny, tiny little branch. But what I'm going to do, you can see a big split starting to occur right there. Well, that I'm right now exposing. I'll cut some of these long dangly roots off. Now, I think that looks pretty good, at least as a beginning, just to see if he can recover from all this. And I will have sort of an exposed root jade plant, dwarf jade. Okay, now I'm going to get some water and I'm going to rinse this off real good so we can really see the bottom of it. Okay, let me get my coffee filter. It does have drainage. This is on a traditional basis. This is a lot more deep than bonsai normally would be, but this is what I'm using. And I've mixed my soil with a lot of the chicken grit. And let me get him filled up pretty full. Now I'll raise him above the surface because I do want the roots to be sort of exposed in the more traditional bonsai. But let me see, that might be just a little bit too much, but we'll see. I'll scoop it toward the middle. Sorry it's starting to get shadows here, but I'm fighting against that sun coming up over the trees. Okay. I've got this all rinsed off. So you can see I've got a split to the roots there. And I really would like that to show. So what I'm going to do is sort of place it with its stem straight up, my big trunk. And then I'll fill in around it, but keep those kind of the top roots exposed a little. Now, I'm going to try to move in close when I edit so you can see this a little better. Oops, he's not going to hold quite yet. Let me get some more soil packed. Okay, now let me push it down around to the edges. I don't know what those noises are. That probably blocked out most of the vision. Okay. Now I think I may have to just allow the soil to be rinsed away when I soak this, but I'm not going to soak it for a little while. Now, I think that looks good, and I'll make my trench out here so that we'll have the area for water to go in and then soak down into the plant. But I think that looks pretty good. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't think that I would water this early, but since this was so dry, I do think I'm gonna give it a little bit of a spray. So. I like the way that looks. Now I will do some trimming and balance him out a little bit later on. But right now, I want to see if I can get him all rehydrated and then take my long look. But here is my new sort of jade plant in the bonsai tradition, but made with my tiny Portulacaria Afra. We'll see what happens. But thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you could be with me, and certainly glad that you stopped by to watch a video. And I'm going to choose a video that I think you might be interested in. That'll show up here on the screen. See if you enjoy that one too. But thanks for coming.